さてと。40。
ギリ30アップな。
30ちょっとやばかった。
マジ
そんないい成績じゃなかったと思う。
と40いった。
40いった。
できて。
Yeah, tough for G2 to fight back into this one, as later on it will indeed.
Let's get it on. Nades up for G2, Na'Vi all the same. And 4-man A stack. G2 trusting Nerds to hold down this B site.
All right, that's one hell of a way to get things going. Dink down range on a heavy god. You'll take that if you're Na'Vi.
And all eyes on this map center in on Nico for Falcons on this defense. Strong performances. By far the best player for Falcons, and he's going to have to be absolutely everywhere on this map. Tessa's going for an early little information play. He's not really much, nothing at all over an alt mid. So Vitality's going to start scaling, start moving up. Rops towards Halls, Flames in alt mid. Mezzi and Apex starting to flirt over with Banana, where Nico plays alone with no utility. A retake set up at this B bomb site, trusting in that USP. And Falcons want to make sure if Vitality take brackets, if they step towards the A bomb site, they're stacked up and ready.
And the earlier stages of the competition, hero performances on this very map from Nico was still not enough. Some of the times for Falcons to get the win on this map. Solo at B, but the first fight looks like it's going to be up towards top middle. And plenty of players ready for Falcons if that is to be the case, but the bomb starts to drop back, and so do the rest of the Vitality players.
Yeah, they don't sense any defense whatsoever, and actually Falcons now shifting away because they don't sense an attack, and Kerrigan's going to start getting his hustle over to the B bomb site, but he's going to be late, and there's no flashes to activate Nico whatsoever. He'll be stuck behind smoke. He's going to cross his fingers and hope he can land a headshot through this smoke. Blind shooting with the USP.
That's got to be Nico on his own, tapping through. Kerrigan's got another one. The start is strong. Zaiwu at least getting a kill back here for Vitality, but he's out of commission. Trying to put that bomb down. It's planted. And so a 3v4, a retake required from Falcons as the other two rotate over through spawn.
Yeah, going to be very, very difficult for Vitality to hold on to this. So there's no flashbangs. There's no kit in play for Falcons. It's going to have to be quick.
Coming in from CT and Ruins. No one from Banana. Zaiwu's head check first. Kiyosuke gonna go down. Apex reveal. Robs does what he can, but it's all on Apex. Out from Dark, shrouded in it, but Monesi's got the headshot. Falcons have the pistol, and the retake is delivered.
A team ace for Falcons. Everybody gets one. You absolutely love to see that. And you got to be loving the initiative of someone like Kiyosuke leading the charge on that retake. The first one to step in and grab a headshot. And he's playing that exact same way we saw on Anubis. And now with that sequence, with that map beneath his belt, with the performance that he had, that confidence can skyrocket. And he's going to need it throughout this half. We saw the way him and Kerrigan were targeted on Anubis. When they're defending this big bomb site together on Inferno, you have to imagine that's going to be in the game plan of Vitality to come check that out. Come see what they've got in this map. Come see if they can actually hold you back. 1-0 for Falcons.
Well, they got a bomb plan, so Vitality can buy up. It's going to be an 8K for Zaiwu. Flames Galil in sight. Good amount of damage towards Zaiwu and Mezzi. Grenades continue to fly.
You can handle losing the pistol if you're Vitality. The conversation between maps would have been, we can't get buried in that 0-5 hold. As you mentioned, they didn't play their best game, but still so close. And they got to be looking at that start and saying, if we didn't start slow, more of a fight.
Mezzi sent forward by fire. Kerrigan and Kiyosuke able to stand strong for the time being and force away Vitality. And it feels like those first two kills are enough to win this round. It would take something ridiculous out of Zaiwu's AK to get them back into this.
Yeah, bombs dropped all the way back at the base of T-Ramp, but there's no reason even to think about it right now if you're Vitality. You need some kills before you can even think about the plant. So Apex is going to come investigate. He's got some utility, but they want to make this play with contact to catch the defense off guard. An unexpected shift walk into the B bomb site.
Oh, there's one from Zaiwu. Plenty more where that came from though. Kyosuke and Karrigan still here. A strong crossfire down into the side with Kyosuke now dismounting off the boost. Temporarily, Karrigan is left on his own with no support, no help. They're going to try and hunt him down. Zaiwu's got him in his sights. He's got him in his crosshair. And that's the round back on. Zaiwu has done enough. But both him and Rops have taken damage. Odyssey handles both. Swipes them away with the M4. And a second round coming through from Falcons.
Not bad to battle your way back into the B bomb site though from Vitality to at least get that bomb plant. Well-constructed defense from Falcons with three players there. Double kill from Kyosuke. Great work as they come through the Molotov. Just a lovely piece of utility to force the hand of Vitality, to force them to step forward before they're ready for the attack. Another plants. Another decision for Vitality to invest into this round. Coming back with a vengeance, AK in the hands of Zaiwu. Tech 9s on Apex and Flames. Galil on Rops and an MP7 on Mezzi. And you got to do economic damage if you're going to bring out this kind of a buy. You need to chip away and get a good amount of kills, and they're going to try and surprise Falcons with this extra buy, this extra investment.
Well, Falcons have an extra player to B. They've barraged Apex, sending it back on 6 health.
I think if you're Falcons, you know exactly where they're going to test too. You mentioned the game plan of Vitality to test this B bomb site. Well, if you're Falcons, you know that. Few extra nades sent down a banana early goes a long way to soften up Apex, bring Mezzi down to 67 HP.
Flames beyond the half wall. Some space at least taken here for Vitality. Nade's going to be tossed out. Pressure put towards Kyosuke. Grenade lands on top of him. Still got enough health to happily play. The Karrigan now isolated, taken down. Good spray from Kyosuke to get the response. Bomb leaps in, Vitality through once again to this B site.
Yeah, now but you got utility for the retake. Oh, they're coming in quick.
And they're racing into this, aren't they? Getting this retake going as quickly as possible. But Zaiwu's going to handle it. And will that decision for Falcons cost him? m0NESY's got to kill right back. Things stabilize again. They pause in the action as they wait for Testes to rotate over. He's got the supportive utility. Send your forces in. Send Nico up. Over the top. Spots out his target. Can't take him. Time ticking. Fuse thinning. Zaiwu into the open. Topples 2. No chance now for m0NESY. He's going to back away. And no mercy. He can't fall away. Finally, Vitality breakthrough.
Lovely double kill from Zaiwu, getting aggressive, stepping into the retake as soon as the utility reigns in. An unexpected fight, and that quick buy, that force up from Vitality pans out very, very well. We're gonna have one on the reverse angle also. Kyosuke couldn't find any kind of a fight through that smoke. A scrappy battle on this retake decided by Zaiwu's double. A little bit quiet on that first map with Zaiwu. Impacts from him here on Inferno is gonna go a long way for Vitality.
m0NESY over the boost, light shot onto Zaiwu. Decent start to the round here for Falcons.
An absolutely brutal utility damage again onto the attack. Apex has won.
Fantastic response. Karrigan realizes a lot of pressure will be on him, so he actually moves forward. He takes the risk. He gets into the smoke. Karrigan, oh, you crazy, crazy guy! Walks right towards Mezzi. AK is going to handle it.
That's a bit much. Hard thing now is you're also concerned about the up from m0NESY that he's invested in. I think at this point, if you're m0NESY and your Testes, you might just want to slide over to the B bomb site, join up with Nico, and just save if they don't attack into this site. That play from Karrigan means they have to prioritize keeping the op in the field of play.
So it's got to be Nico again. Rotation is arriving.
Oh, that's an ugly smoke. There's a gap in that.
And an ugly weapon, but low HP. Zaiwu up first, and still it does not matter. m0NESY dead. No chance for that sniper to make the difference.
Unforced error. He sees the gap in that smoke, and he loves it. He'll step right through with no problem.
Make mistakes like that, Zaiwu is going to punish. Vitality tie up the game, 2-2. More importantly, money's gone for Falcons.
That's a brutal turnaround if you're Falcons. To have a round slip away like that, you feel like in this round you didn't even really get a chance to fight. Good kill from Testes, but you're never gonna have a chance to actually contest this round, and you won't even get away. Triple kill from Zaiwu. Is this the map he takes over? He's activated them to respond immediately with 2 straight.
9-3 start for Zaiwu, Orb coming out. It's going to be unrivaled on the other side. There's not going to be a buy for Falcons coming up in this next one. Vitality going to take the lead here.
It's that same feeling as Anubis, though, isn't it? Back and forth to the B bomb site, seeing if this defense, how frequently it can stop them, testing it each and every time.
The longer you hit it, the more it is inevitably going to break. And that game plan keeps up. Vitality move into this round. Just keeping themselves alert. There could be some threats thrown in. Falcons are hoping it's going to be this apartments trap that pays off for them. The only player in there is Rops, waiting in the bedroom, AK in hand. While the rest of his team move up through Banana.
Yeah, they know the money situation. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to commit to anything until they activate Flames to move forward and check things out for them. So utility up towards Coffin, Molotov in the back of the bomb site. Mac 10, if they want to step into this B site, Flames is going to lead the way.
Rops at the ready, the AK. Spraying them down, gets 2. That's a better weapon picked up here for Nico. So at least a little steal away in the apartments. Into the site though, Vitality will put that bomb down and confirm themselves the lead of this game.
Yeah, take the lead early on. Well, if Anubis was somewhat of a punish pick from Falcons, same thing here in the favor of Vitality. Looking to bring it to a map that Falcons has struggled on. Even when Nico plays some excellent Counter-Strike, they still have difficulty closing out wins.
Oh, I know we're still a long way away, Jason, but how fantastic would that Dust 2 decider be between these two squads?
Oh, it gets spicy, wouldn't it? And once you get in there and it gets scrappy, it's starting to get late into the evening here in Cologne, 11 p.m. after the extended G2 Spirit series earlier. Bomb goes off to give Vitality this lead. Nico brings an AK-47 forward. They had the op out early on Monacy, but not able to keep it in their favor, so timeout taken because they'll have to fight in this round without the op.
Well, Zonic taking the timeout, looking to chime in. Ahead of the playoffs, we were talking to Zonic, learning about how it works inside the Falcons, who's calling what does the structure look like. On the CT side, Nico is the one that organizes the defenses. But he was saying he needs some help. He needs a step up from Monacy. He needs him to contribute and deliver some ideas for the CT side.
We've talked so much about legacy in this series between Apex chasing greatness as an IGL, Kerrigan trying to build upon his greatness as an IGL, Monacy, Nico, all the stars inside the server, Zaiwu, Rops, Flames. Zonic as a coach as well struggles in this Falcon team as he stepped into the coaching position.
Ooh.
A win here, a deep run in these playoffs. I imagine with everything he's done in his career, there's something going to be sweet about this one, considering the adversity he's had to face, the criticism levied in his direction. If he can make this project work. Vitality this time dodging all the utility damage streaming down Banana from Kyosuke and Kerrigan.
Here's the rifle left already. Kyosuke into the open.
Everybody's
blind.
What?
Kyosuke, will you check? Behind you, Apex is right there, but he's blind again. Kyosuke, how is he alive? How is he getting away with it? No way! There's no way he should have got that.
What a wild sequence. Nobody can hear anything. Flashbangs around the chaos. And it's Kyosuke to come out on top somehow. He doesn't even know how. So Rop steps forward, grabs a deep angle in towards the A bomb site. Hoping to catch a defender snoozing that walks into his line of sight. But what options does Vitality have now? Lost control of Banana, 3 versus 5. And only 38 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, such a limited time as Vitality start to gather up towards top middle. Zaiwu in flames, 30 seconds as they arrive now. Waiting for that Rops push out of the apartments. He's smoked for the time being, but that smoke will now fade. Only whispers of cloud left. Monacy ready to deploy some utility to stop them. Nico, that's the bomb! That's the big kill! Monacy now on top of the box. Flames gone, Rops last alive. No hope whatsoever, backing away. Never got to activate in this round. It was Kyosuke's double in Banana. An absolute blinder in this round. And that is a round going the way of the Falcons.
Out of a timeout as well, calling for a little bit of banana aggression. Think they've sensed all the utility damage they're doing, and they wanted to actually get up in their face at that point as well. Try and capitalize on the damage done, but even without the nades landing on top of Vitality players, Kyosuke just comes out on top of a very weird engagement in banana. Steps past Apex.
He gets blind when he turns around as well.
Yeah, he doesn't even hear the shots. Like, I mean, Apex hasn't turned quite yet. He doesn't realize what's happening in that moment, and it's a little bit too late for him to react, but through the smoke.
He handles that pressure and that chaos very well.
Just salt in the wound. All back in the hands of Monacy for the CT side. Zaiwu still has his. His last 2 rounds very conservative from Vitality towards Banana, not wanting to take that damage early on, which gives Monacy the space to slide into an off angle behind the smoke. So much responsibility on Monacy's shoulders in this round as his teammates shift away to stack up on the other side of the map. The ult must deliver, and it will.
That's free. Messi was burning. He steps into the open, steps into the scope. Oh, that grenade.
Ots.
It's going to land right on top of Flames as well. 53 HP. Not a good start whatsoever for Vitality at this point. Kyosuke being sent up over the top of the smoke. Doesn't have vision. Not yet anyway. Bullets will clear the cloud, but Zaiwu hits the shot on top.
Okay, what does that force them to do? They want to take that kill and shift away, see if you get the defense to move. You're going to commit here thinking that you soften up the defense. There's still 3 more players here. Due to Monacy's off, they've stacked this up with 4, so even that loss doesn't matter.
Nico right into the open. It's got 1. Good response from Flames.
I don't think he ever thought they were committed to that rap play. He wanted to go take the space that they were backing away from.
It's the time here for Vitality. Such limited time. You've got to try and force Tessus out of pit. Carrigan from the site. The Danes looking to deliver together. It's Carrigan first. Rob's dead. 10 seconds. Zaiwu out. Kill from Flames into the site. Coming in just the nick of time.
Does Monacy want to come for this retake? You know he wants the ult in his hands. When he turns this corner and sees the smoke, his heart is going to sink. No chance to grab a pick in this 1v2, so now a decision to make.
He's got some money left in the bank, but the same can't be said for his teammates. They haven't built up as much as they would have liked, but sometimes you need to make the play. Sometimes you need to back yourself, but the time is ticking on a little bit too far now for Monacy to really, truly do anything.
Yeah, it's too early in the half to go for this and risk the weapon, risk the economy as well, so looking for an exit kill that's never going to come. So Monacy calls it off, backs away. 4th round for Vitality. A late response towards the A-bomb site. They trade their way in and regain the lead.
Yeah, it looks really worrying for Vitality in the final few seconds, that having to deal with a player in pit, one still in the site as well.
And so much on Nico's shoulders as well. This one, that mistake, that misread of the situation, stepping forward into no man's land, taking options away from himself, out in the open, traded off.
Tessus as well, just extending himself, exposing himself to the AWP. He's going to be frustrated about that peak.
Yeah, it's a peak he wants back. He knew the time. He knew the pressure, though, I think, forced the move. The situation and the circumstances.
Well, the pressure is only going to continue to pile on. The deeper and deeper into this game we get. Zaiwu spots out Monacy. The construction of the boost is not good enough.
Yeah, trying to get a little cute in these last couple rounds, Falcons is, and paying for it.
Carrigan under pressure. Kyosuke gone. More pressure now for Carrigan. The rotation for Nico is coming back over. The bomb's still all the way back on T-Stairs. They're going to send the forces back to get it. Tessus tries to push forward, but you know you're going to have to deal with Rops on that lurk. But dealing with him is a whole different problem. And Rops has picked up the kill. So down to 2 players here for Falcons. Should be absolutely no chance for them to do anything.
Rops loves it when he's watching his team get 2 opening kills like that in the banana, because he knows it's going to force the 8 defenders to make a decision if they want to try and find him as a lurk, if they want to try and flank really quickly to bring it back.
Well, he's not moving forward. Rops is still going to maintain that position at the end of the hallway.
Yeah, he's the release valve. Let's see how many players Vitality send into this B-bomb site. 4 players are grouped up with 48 seconds. Are they committed, or are they going to kind of scout it out a little bit first with Messi taking some spacing?
Well, missed piece of utility, but, you know, this is the only chance. The only chance for Falcons to do something with this, but a missed shot from Carrigan. It's got to be Nico. He's gone through the smoke. He's got a second here, Nico. Or they just bail out. They run away. They know, okay, 30 seconds. We've got enough time. We know exactly where he is. Let's get back to that site, and Rops has moved up and taken the position.
Okay, and he sees Rops cross, and now he doesn't want to mess with it whatsoever. So back to the B-bomb site. Nico's thinking this whole time, let me try and scavenge this AWP in the back of the site. Zaiwu will let him have it. Bomb goes down, and Vitality's going to get up to 5-3, a 2-round advantage, and they've taken the money away. They've taken away the economy of this Falcons defense. And if they find Nico down the stretch, because if you're Vitality, you know he wants to pick up this up from Odyssey in the late round.
Zaiwu, the hunter, just lies in wait. Nico stepping forward ever closer to the scope. Nico trying to get away, but Zaiwu denies even that. Money gone for Falcons. Vitality in control.
And up until this point, Falcons has been able to buy and contest and fight back and reinvest in rounds, have a couple saved weapons. Now you're gonna have to sit around back with upgraded pistols, and that's it. You're gonna have to actually take the momentum away from Vitality. Rip it out of their hands. It's a different task. So a conversation for the next gun round and how they want to play this with pistols. 5.7's being invested in. A little bit of utility for Falcons, but a chance now for Vitality to really, really grab control.
This was the boost they want to get back to. They didn't assemble it as cleanly as they would have liked. Monty just bobbing up into the air, and Zaiwu ready to punish. A pressure being alleviated by Rops.
I think they call that kind of a boost up for Odyssey because in the previous 2 to 3 rounds, Vitality had stayed out of Banana early on. They were noticing not doing as much utility damage as they were in the first 3-4 rounds of the half, so they wanted to take advantage of that. Say, all right, if you're going to come slow-paced, we're going to have this boost up so Odyssey can pick one off. But Vitality changed that pace, catch him off guard. Same with Rops here with the aggressive piece, and now it might force their hands into the B.
The nades go over the top. It's going to land right down on Mezzi. But you need something out of this world from the Deagle of Kiyosuke. And the 5-7 of Carrigan. Kiyosuke gone. Carrigan's side of the smoke. Vitality staying composed in this situation, but Odyssey's arriving. AK.
They're boxed in now, too.
They are. Nico's down Banana. You can't fall away. You have to stay committed. You either go back and you fight and you get through Nico, or you go into that B bomb site and they're challenging, they're forcing Nico down the stairs.
Well, this is a little bit awkward. How do you want to play this one? Flames has gotten away, and actually it's forced the defense to shift. That means Zaiwu and Mezzi, they've got a 2-on-1, a really easy 2-on-1 against Carrigan's 5-7.
Yeah, Flames is doing so much here. He's taken Nico away. He's pulled the 2 defenders back over to the A site. And Vitality showing their class and how composed they're staying in this situation. It gets weird in Banana.
Flames is being as loud as possible. He wants to sell this play towards the A bomb site.
He's on the balcony now. Can Flames get another? Monacy's AK waits, and he's going to be caught. Flames has even got him. And now they're coming back. Okay, you've got Testes. You've got one chance. A single chance. Time is limited. He doesn't bite first. Discipline on the trigger. Testes can't get 2.
A real chance in that round for Falcons. Almost pulled it together, but Flames, he found all the openings, found all the ways to get Vitality out of a sticky situation, forces that defense to shift back, forces everyone to lose information on the map, lose the understanding of where Vitality is headed.
Yeah, don't give him even a single chance here. Mezzi sits down in the pit. Zaiwu hasn't even revealed himself yet, just waits inside of the bomb site. And Mezzi's the one to step out with the kill. A 6-3 lead for Team Vitality.
And a real sigh of relief for Vitality. That was looking very, very sketchy. Monacy, this shot is so lovely. I don't think he expected the fight. He's just so fast to it. But nobody else committed, and now Monacy moving to the other side of the map is trying to do everything with the...
温泉でのんびりしたいのよ。海でパーッとやろうよ。道で贅沢って。
That was really good, but on the other side, Yekenda is also such an important factor when it comes to the fact of Fury getting that space, and you can just tell by the opening success for both players. You know, they're very aggressive players, and they need to get that space for their team. So I think this specific matchup is going to come down to the wire. Who the player that can actually shine the most and be the most consistent throughout this match is going to have the upper hand.
That 67% is kind of wild.
It is. Like, it is wild.
Shut up. What are you thinking about maps, gentlemen? Where is this one going? Is there ability to pull out some crazy cards here, Yanko?
There is, and you have to remember these two teams played on Thursday, so they've had a full day, and you can come up with some, you know, freaky stuff. In the meantime, Ancient is the big one, right? Like both teams shared the permaban. And both teams have played it against Vitality, another permaban team, but that's where you feel pressured if it's open to pick it because you're going up against Vitality. Here, I'm not so sure. Anything can happen. One of these teams can veto it in the first phase, or they can both let it through. I wonder how Furia feels like. You see that they haven't played Anubis one time. Kinder, of course, is saying in our media day, we're good on Anubis, we're comfortable on it, but I think that might be one that they go for. And on the side of Aurora, maybe Overpass is something that they want to get rid of coming into that first phase of the vetoes.
That'd be a risky pull of the Anubis. Like, and even Falcons, even Nico was just like, well, at least we tested it in stage 3 before we brought it out on stage. You know what I mean? Like, if you're just going to come into this dry and say, let's rock and roll and see what happens, that takes a lot of courage.
I think the Inferno for Furia is also deceptively good in their win rate because they're 1-6 against top 10, top 5 teams, right? Like a lot of those wins come from lower tier teams.
Okay.
And they've had like a couple of games losing streak, and we see Aurora immediately go for the Overpass ban and Anubis, so both teams roll the dice. Does someone pick it? This is the big question.
Come on.
I don't think
so, because there's a Dust 2 available for Aurora, and then for the side of Furia, I don't know.
Nuke. All right, let's party. I like that.
I think the nuke one actually makes sense. You know, I think Aurora has been looking a little bit shaky on that one. It's been a map they played throughout 25, but 26 hasn't been looking that great. And then you do see the ancient one coming out. And that kind of goes with history in the recent matchups. Like, it's always been banned out, though. They don't really go all the way with the chicken play and then Inferno as a decide. I think the fact that he actually turns to Inferno might speak a little bit in the favor of Furia here.
This game, honestly, is decided by the first half of this series. Furia picked to start T side on Dust 2. We talked about their T sides, they've struggled. If they start struggling again, it's gonna be over because on Nuke, they're gonna have to start T side. If you don't find success on Dust 2, you ain't finding any Nuke either. So I think, yeah, so much riding on Furia having a good start, and they've taken a map off against 9Z. They were nowhere to be seen on that first map, which was also Dust 2, so they need to have learned their lesson. They need to have a better start here.
When we're talking about Dust 2, we'd be amiss not to touch upon the Orcas, right, Jason?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think with, with Aurora picking this, you bring Woxic into this map, can be an absolute beast. Molodoy on the other side, he's going to be looking to have a good game as well, but I think a lot of it's going to do, I mean, Dust 2, you can have some things with the offers. We saw some of the picks last night, but you still look at these teams, and with the way the power so far that's gotten them to this point is the entry fraggers, you're going to need those guys to create some space for the AWPs to kind of slot into those positions, but that head-to-head of like impact of which offer is going to be able to have impact is going to be really cool. These are both very fast offers.
And patience from Molodoy. Like, he was feeling the pressure, wanting to do too much in certain situations. It's been a little bit hit or miss. He found his stride towards the end of that 9Z series, but you have to take your time.
Woxic has felt kind of flying under the radar, it feels like right now, with like the Ricadia pop-off, with his Zantara's performance. I almost feel like there's like a certain level of kind of quiet around Woxic, but I'd be ready for a big game from him.
Yeah, he had some showcase, right? He's also the most experienced guys when it comes to stages, so you would have to have him to show up on those two. And I think Furia has a lot to learn when it comes to those two, because that game against 9Z, that looked disconnected in so many ways.
Any clear winner in terms of this veto, Janko, in your opinion?
I think Aurora getting Inferno in there as the decider, right? Not having to play Ancient, obviously, even getting to start Nuke CT side. I think Dust Inferno, I give them an edge on those two maps.
I like the point of Furia going into T side Dust 2 and a T side Nuke. That's kind of like a wild back-to-back map starts for the first two.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for your thoughts. Let's not wait a moment longer to get this action started here in the Lanxess. It is time to kick off semi-final Saturday with Aurora versus Furia.
started playing with my cyber coffee in the favela. I skipped some school classes, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of kid actually that likes to be in computer, not only for play. I was like studying, learning as much as I can with the internet.
My father supported me with everything. He just wasn't that person. No, you need to go for work, you need to go work for university. Fan of me, and he's just fan of Counter-Strike. If you want to do that, if you are thinking you're gonna able to capable of doing it, just keep doing it, son.
I'm not doing this only for me, you know. I'm doing this for my friends, my brother, that they don't have the chance to be in my position. I'm the kind of person that I like to reflect about myself a lot. I'll say that every mistake I did is fix it and learn it and fail.
The goal became one of the best players in the world, lifting trophies, winning a major. Before I finish, I just want to win at least once. I don't want to say, man, I played for like 15 years, 20 years or whatever, and I couldn't win the best tournament in the world.
I want you guys to remember me as a person that gave up everything to do their best. I don't think that Counter-Strike is just a work for me. I also enjoy and love it. I mean, it's easier to sacrifice for a thing that I love, you know. And everyone around me understand that. When you feel the cold trophy in your hands, it's like addictive. I want more. I'm happy for what we achieved, what I achieved, but I want more, for sure.
Winning a major is just gonna satisfy me. I will just say, I tried, I worked, I trained, I learned, I came back. In the end, I'm lifting the major trophy. If I not do that, I'll be not satisfied for sure.
My father was my best support since I was a kid. He saw me in major. Everyone saying Serato, our son name. I was pretty happy. I think it's proud from the stars.
This has been a record-breaking event so far. The people watching, the noise here in Cologne, and our next team have broken one of those records, going further than anyone from their country has ever gone before. But the thing is, they don't want it to end here. They want a final appearance. Please welcome here to the Cathedral Counter-Strike, it's Aurora Gaming!
Hanji? 始まる。
Counter-Strike has the best fans in the world, and I'm stood with one of them right now. Because this team brings the Samba energy. Walking out now, a team led by a man who was the last person to lift a trophy here when he was a major. He's on a retirement tour. He wants to keep it going. If he lifts that trophy, well, you know what? He'll be the first man to do it 3 times. We know who they are. We know what this team's is. We know who the fans are. So walking out now in Cologne at the Lanxess, please welcome, it's Furia!
ああ、ブラジル対トルコみたいな。
Two leaders who share 2 decades of devotion to their craft, but the biggest divide are the trophies, because whilst Fallen knows exactly what it takes to win multiple majors, knows the fight needed to claim 2 colognes, Major's cabinet is almost bare. He has never made it this far in a major playoffs, and Yanko, he does not want that to be slipping away tonight.
The Sons of Turkey have gone further than ever before, and we said this is uncharted territory, but they also don't have that weight on their shoulders, Freya. They're not retiring this year. They haven't done it before. They are the underdog. On the other side is the professor on his farewell tour. Can his students deliver one more masterclass?
Yeah, that's going to be the big test, and can they get things started very, very quickly, not do that slow start, not do that shaky start they had just the other day. This is where you lean on the new guys that have been brought in, Yakinder and Molodoy coming into this team to raise the level, to bring them to these moments, and now you're going to lean on them again to carry you over the finish line into the grand finals.
I am a firm believer of day-to-day form, and I do think that if the likes of Aurora can overcome the demon disguised as themselves, they can be looking to take this game into the stage. I think that this team, if they can overcome it and they can look at themselves and they can bring that passion that we know the Turkish can bring, I think we have a game on our hands.
This must be such a magical moment for Fallen, walking out to this crowd once again and walking past Yanko, that trophy that you may, just may, lay your hand on for the 3rd time.
I think the most important thing is they finally won a playoff game with this lineup on Thursday. Same for both teams. So I really do hope that this is going to unlock a new level for both of these teams, because when they play their A game, this can match what we got to see yesterday in this arena.
Both of these teams have that factor of if it's not now, it's never going to happen. Like, this is the moment you have to seize at this point. You got through the quarterfinals. You had that route that everyone looked at and felt so nice for you to take in towards the grand final, towards the semifinal. But now when you have your stars performing the way they are on both sides, this is the moment you have to grab hold of if you want to lift that trophy at the end.
I am putting my eyes on the man on the screen right now. Santaris has had his struggles in playoffs, but yesterday when he played, he showed that things was working for him.
For Fallen, this trophy is a dream to reclaim, whereas for Major, it is a dream to finally realize the cathedral decides who survives.
Oh, Cologne! Did you guys have a good day yesterday? It was exceptional. Shall we keep this party going? I think we shall. Semi-final Saturday. And today's game is all about living in the present. Easy to say, harder to do. Aurora encircled with rumors, but simultaneously going further than ever before. The thoughts of the future creep into your mind on both sides of the stage. The past, how can you ignore it if you're Gabriel Toledo? We don't know who's going to win this one. We don't know who's going to grand finals tomorrow. But let's have some fun and find out.
Yeah. まあとりあえずラスト2って感じだもんな。まあいいマップだよ。
Everyone wants to win a major. Not everyone knows how to. Let's see who's up to the task today. Furia selecting the T-side star, and they're looking to bully Soulfly out the gates. Major rookies B side is going to be bombarded with a rush.
They are going straight in. Major and Makani are quick to tend to this. It's about that first shot, and Soulfly takes down Fallen, puts his head on a platter. There's Major, and there's a nice double out of Wakadia. Shut down, run at Keserato trying to find a couple of consolation frags. Aurora.
Hitting it with pace, and Soulfly, he delivers. The young man, 1 kill to the name, but the setup, it was sound, and the Turks strike first. Is there a force fight in the ranks here? Just chips one away, then playing ahead of the smokes. Wakadia lays waste to the attack, and that's what you want to see. Not whiffing, not missing, hitting hard and finding the fire. It's not the force, but there is a scout. Molodoi into play. Trundle's down middle, looking for an opener. You need to get the Black Flash online early.
Fulham spent all his pennies to facilitate this.
Tag's good, but they got a P250 alongside these blocks. Light bit of util, and I don't think you're clearing this.
I don't think you're ready. No, just assuming it would be clear. Woxic will deny Molodoi any further impact.
How much more could the man get? His orb would be tasty. If Woxic can farm himself up a couple. This one now.
At least it's retrieved.
It still should be a walk in the park. Aurora looking to bring the new dawn of a new age for Turkish Counter-Strike. Semi-finals one thing, grand finals the other.
バーレンが勝って落
The
と
way
したのか。
Zantares and Wakadia displayed themselves. Sure, it was against Betboom.
どういうことだ。
Holland faking the mid to B. The other three ready to pounce into Soulfly and Wakadia.
Intercepted.
うまい。
Soulfly could be 2 for 2 in defense of his bomb site to start off proceedings. Does handle Yakinda. Oh, he makes it look easy.
Easy kill.
Comfortable dispatch of 3. Eco goes nowhere.
Aurora, do they want to bring out the AW play? There's plenty of cash to do so. They're late second. Buy-in from Woxic, so they will have the AWP advantage. Not available for Furia, and they haven't gone with Scout in back-to-back rounds. Falling down to the Tech 9. Keep your eyes on the game plan. If they really want to try and bombard Soulfly over towards B, we'll have to see how that stands up.
Look at Woxic feeling himself. Round 3 into lower tunnels, and he draws first blood. K Serato cut out of the round by the Southpaw sniper. Backs away, job done, mission accomplished. Furia already walking wonky. It's the dream start, Chad, for Aurora.
Desk bringing a slow one here on the T side into question for Furia. Remember, they opted to be here. So now disadvantage. Fallen does go and scavenge back the AK. So now he's equipped with a rifle. Molodoi to play late long. The other three working on some short control as Yakinda throws out a mid to B smoke. Adja and Zantares passive. And Soulfly, I mentioned, as the B defender playing long in this setup. No AWP to hold them at arm's length on this site. It's going to be the rifles to do the work. 45 seconds. Still a smoke on Zantares.
The util has to be perfect if you want to get down Zantares. Throws out his HE, doesn't find the initial connection, but his nade does. Matches the grinder. Furia shredded up nicely.
Considering the save already, couldn't be a slower start. Multiple members yet to get out those starting blocks. Fallen, Molodoi, Yakinda. And that last name has been instrumental in setting the tempo. How long will it be before we see Molodoi get an AWP in his hands? This is spotless for Aurora. Will he lose it after time? Wakadia starting to track this one down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and oh!
He's so lucky. He is so damn lucky. Wakadia hadn't considered the clock. A 1 second pause.
That would have been devastating to the finances early.
Oh my goodness.
Still wipe the board, no threat in this. And let Major cook. A couple of 35-year-olds in the server right now. Adja and Fallen looking to lead their teams to the final.
They're so calm, so composed.
Well, you've only lost 2 kills in 3 rounds of play. K Serato looking to make a play. What's he with the AWP?
What's it gonna be? K Serato out. Does have vision, does remove Woxic. He's got Zantares up on his screen, and Zantares hitting heads. K Serato denies. Looking for that quick follow-up, you have no doubt Zantares would have provided. That's what you want to see from K Serato. Takes his space, takes the advantage. Maintains control of long.
Small detail, but that HE by the CTs may have blown the gun away.
They're still so compromised.
2個拾えるんじゃん。
Molodoi still outside B.
Okay, hang on. Retrieval mission, a complete success. Yuri retrieves it, has Kevlar as well.
But the bomb's going A. How's Molotov going to contribute to this?
He's completely detached. Oh my goodness, surely Mad just set up to succeed now. All three of them are here.
I feel they've shown the bomb. Do they have time to back off? Swinging out.
He needs to hit the headshot. He's provided again. Case Serato for his third.
Molotov's into B. They can rotate back all the way, but he only has a Glock.
They've got the time, but Molotov the space. Can he do anything with his Glock to hamper rotation? He's got another. Case Serato quad kill. Stepping up on the big stage. Living up to that hero AK. He's got his cape on his back. And he has single-handedly gifted Furia their first round of this semi-final. It is unless Wakadia has other plans. Molotov actually managed to burrow so deep. Is Wakadia? Yeah, he is. Clears it. Okay, Molotov down.
Got the kick, got the time.
Oh my goodness, surely not the frags though.
Fallen has a Glock as well. This is really all on Yuri.
He has to play this perfectly. Fallen as well could be disruptive with his positioning. Doesn't want to be left alone. Doesn't want to leave Yuri high and dry on the site. Time ticking. Fallen will make his move. Wikadia's got to hurry this up. Yuri, don't you move a muscle. Don't move a muscle. All of that hard work. The nade is going to find him. Yuri picks up, and before the grenade finds him, he delivers what Case Serato started.
Talk about touch and go. Case Serato, the hero, does it all. And that one still comes down to the wire. You think at time's against him, but they don't have the weapons. Yuri saves the day. And this is what Case Serato started, just unleashing fury. And that's their first. Out comes the Molotov ore. It's essentially an eco. So back in, both teams with the buys. Interesting mismatch in the head-to-head of the default setups of these two teams. Keep your eyes on Yakinda, he's the long probe. He'll be tasked with taking on Madja on the other side, but they're not shoring up long. They're playing to disrupt short. Molotov holds the rotation. Fallen throws out mid to B utility as a lurk smokes donned on the B bomb side.
This is a really threatening and avant-garde setup from the two of them. One sits anti, Woxic gets the info. Off the flash though, he's dropped off.
They've completely sold long. At some point they have to think it's a consideration.
Woxic acknowledges the possibility.
Still wearing into this mid to B. They're taking short space now. The timing could be good for Aurora if they get a move on.
Here they come. Wakadia doesn't believe his luck, doesn't pull the trigger. Soulfly only the one. They've breached the site. Molotov's in trouble. Still hits Madja. Nice little quick scope from the Gaza. Quick with the AK-47. They'll find consecutive.
And that's the money in the mud. Losing that hero AK, then back-to-back with the buys. They're in trouble with the finances. Can Aurora keep a cool head about them? They will have to take the light investment here. They have no other option. Just the timing here. Looks like Wakadia got caught sleeping. Yakinda given the good graces to waltz on out. And this one from Molotov. Combat open, up close and personal. And the boss man seals the deal. We're back underway. Molotov is already striking hard. The scout tags has hit.
You can't go down to Woxic Scout. He finds safe haven. Accelerating up towards Cat is Case Serato. Oh, no, actually in the mid doors. Gets caught by a scout bullet. Two of them now wounded by Woxic.
Right now this is going to be about the finish. The scout is harassing short, but the stack's over towards B. So USP and a Deagle. Madja tucked in Carp. With the low HP, he might be able to get something done. Does depend on this finish. So taking their time, not rushing the play. Switching towards B with the pack. The bomb top Cat. As they set up util, the game plan, it's been clear. Bombard this B bomb site. Just Fallen, okay. Yes, he does. Easy one for Fallen. Should be able to wipe this one away now. Zentara's up close and personal.
He's got the Deagle. He's been jumped over, completely overlooked by Fallen. A belated trade necessary. Stops things from going awry. And Woxic, another attack. That's 3 connections from that scout.
And now, they've triangulated his position. Woxic, can you take anybody with you? You're low on HP. Molotov.
Hello.
Wanted to take the fight. And Yakinda, he knows exactly where you are. Thanks for coming. 3-3, we're all tied up.
盛り上がってるな。
To get back into the guns, there is no Woxic AWP available. This is a great opportunity for Molodoi to start to settle into the game. That's a quick one there on the cross. Wacardia going close. This one could have got out of control. He gets the hand on the AK. That's Zentares we're talking about. Bit of a grimace. He knew what could have been. But Faber, coach, on the mic, giving Sid the same opportunity. We're all tied up, early stages.
しばらく赤いないや。
Long spawns for Furia if they want to use them. Changing the tide in the last 3 has been opening kills, all in favor of Furia. Can Aurora respond? No kit, no AWP. Limited utility.
Slipped off, doesn't find anything on the cross.
Given a lot of room right now. Aurora respecting the default. Not harassing lower, not playing short, not trying to be a jarring force to the space that's being taken. Nadja has liberated Zentares from his A duties. They're found up with his B bomb site. In the point of contention. Now would be a great time for a fake.
That's exactly what they're cooking. Yuri gifted a second smoke. They'll rain in, and it will affirm their belief they're in the right place on this gamble. They certainly could be if they split B here. Going for it without the smoke. They've got the CT smoke instead. There's 3 here. Soulfly close on the doors. That's a test for Fallen. He'll pass. It's Wacardia, a good angle, but is there a response from K-Serato? Can he avenge his captain? In the smoke, lost in the source. Set to collect now, our Aurora. Woxic's right behind you, Kinder. He's got threats on every front, and he's not considering the backstab. Woxic should find it through the doors. And Yuri thrust into an unwinnable clutch. 7 HP, gotta back away.
Even with this guy's record in the event so far, no chance in the world. Zentares takes him out of the picture. Aurora respond, and that was a tricky round. Furia trying to get quite technical, trying to keep those pieces moving. That opening kill on the Soulfly was great, but Wacardia, we know what this man has been delivering. The future of Turkey is here and present.
And you said it, Madja, he put his troops in the right place. He was so ahead of that complex call from Fury. He had a 3rd body on B.
And here's the response with Sid on the timeout. So going back and forth with these in the early stages. Wanting to get in before the money is gone. Does the game plan now shift? Do they settle into something a little bit more standard? Yuri has the best long spawn. Doesn't look like they're postured to take these. Eyes on Molodoi's AWP picking Suicide as usual. There's a B spawn here, so he will be late to the plate. But Woxic has his, so we get to see them go toe-to-toe. Big nade damage onto Fallen. Mobbed out from Madja.
Oi. Atsui.
And a second onto Yakinda, who dismantles, wanting to track down Madja's pushes. Again, they just sell long. You can see the prep playing in for both teams heavily. Not scared of Furia taking this. They want to stuff the short progression.
Madja will flash on Zentare's call.
Nobody will be hindered by this. Looking to collapse on middle. Wacardia coming to join the fray.
Will Sid's timeout lead to Furia finding that round?
K-Serato, if he is around short, he's bound to get an awful lot of information here.
Yeah, but Zentares should have his head. Look at that. Perfect setup to succeed is Zentares. Madja's flash. Zentares provides the head.
Wacardia cheating back over towards B now, 40 seconds. Furia look hesitant
Oh,
feel
yeah,
like
could
they've
be.
been rumbled that they're going to be red, while 2 on the site ready to deal damage.
You just need a good entry. Eyes on Yakinda. Yuri to provide the trade if he can't hack it. There's Wakadia in the window. He's done it again, removing Wakadia. You need Soulfly. There's the trade. Is it available? Is it available? Mantle's up for 2. Soulfly's done very well. Puts them into a winnable retake on B. Centaurus is quick on the back door as well. Matt just going to join him.
裏取ってるザンタですが、けど、モロドイが。
Molodoi spotted out by Zentaras towards that big box. You've got a lurk smoke thrown out by Zentaras. That's going to enable them to close that gap and on and off. Oh, not far off. Woxic removed, just the pressure release. He's going to go close to the smoke. He wouldn't be ready. Yuri is, catches Madger, and Zentaras is running for the hills.
We're going blow for blow here. That was tough. Felt like Soulfly had done enough. Don't want to get into the weeds with the nitty and the gritty. We'll leave that for the desk, but the game plan is clear, and that's on both sides. Seeing long left open as a void, seeing B just hit time and time again. 8 rounds of play. We're locked up. Wakani has been caught a couple of times now in that window. And this is great from Yuri. You can see Molodoi sweating bullets there, having to take the AWP and gravitate towards the smoke. That's a tough position to find yourself. Eco around the same to AK. Couple of investments, smokes, pistol upgrades. Zentares looking to take a fight through short.
See if he can be the can opener into this round.
Against the AWP.
Looking to crack skulls. Molodoi holds perfect. Threat neutralized.
AK picked up. Wakadia has that now. Again, back to B. This is brutal.
Elected to start on the attack.
This is going to put you in a weird spot for the next gun rounds. Now that they've waltzed in, they have all this util. The site is theirs, and they shouldn't have any issues holding onto it. More mollies, more smokes. Plenty more to block and hold them at the door. I question, do Aurora want to play aggressive next round into lower tunnels to really be an absolute nuisance and then force the round into a mid-round 3v3 type scenario? And then on the other side, if they get long spawns,
まあ、逃げるところかなんか。まあけど TBS まで抑えてるから、安全には逃げれる。
It's a game of bluff. Sketchy on the fight, but no dramas. Round is secure for Furia. 5 on the board in a moment's time. Yakinda will take Soulfly with him. Yuri wants a little bit more for his troubles. This guy's been a rock. And they do retain the AK. It's the best of a bad situation. And a second timeout from Faber. That mental game will be the conversation into this next round. Woxic has the AWP, Molodoi as well. Okay, Serrato has the best long spawn. The game plan, it's been working. You lost the pistol, you lost the conversions, sure. As far as the gun rounds are concerned, you've been sticking to your guns and you've been converting. One tricky round, maybe an overcook, maybe a little bit too long in the lab. And it is major time, my dude. Let's get this one back underway. Attack timeout done, conversations had. Molodoi has a good B spawn. See if he wants to go post up on the line. Is there any aggression from Aurora? Molodoi on his own, gonna pressure B. Unusual. He'll rattle off a shot through the smoke. He needs to announce his presence. This is part of the trickery. Now they're gonna pop out long. Madger's on his own. The rotation's just left him. Woxic hedging back.
They're juggling nades. Madger considering the pop, but it's just such a quick pop. Now they know him. Tacked on the corner. Good flash, good support. Woxic catches Yuri. Still standing his ground. The flashes keep popping. Madger, can he stand his ground? On the dorside, shot from Molodoi. Shape it up nicely for a rectified situation. Trading timeouts into rounds. Faber gave them a stern talking to, and Aurora immediately wrestled back for a 5-5 scoreline. K Serato, the unknown entity. A flash of flesh there from Wakad here on the short side. I think they know, and they'll take him.
Holding on now. An opportunity here with this one for Aurora to break the bank of Furia going into the final round of this first half. We'll catch this in the replay, but the flashes copying Yakinda. Multiple opportunities where he just wanted to surge forward, take the fight, find the entry, but his team costing him the opportunity there. Let's see if they can respond.
Second timing, perhaps the smoke is there. Woxic not going to be able to find that immediate incision this time. Territory gained for Furia.
Props to Aurora. They haven't been playing to the beat of the Brazilian drum.
He wants to fight this. Maja down to Fallen. Captain on captain crime.
This one can simmer now. 3 players here. Wakandia was over early to address this. Tara surging forward. He wants answers.
Yeah, but are you ready for this kind of angle? He's known for his aim and his pre-aim, but clearing these corners procedurally. Is he even ready for Yuri? Oh, he was! Adjusted up. Yuri bests him, though. Extends the advantage Furia are working with. A door smoke at the 55-second mark. Guardi's in a good position to get the info. Fowler spots him and beheads him.
Playing like a young man right there. Crisp on the rifle, now just 2 to find. Their biggest fear factor is this Woxic orb. If he sounds off a shot, they'll find the finish. Right now, they could be heading into the stack. K Serato searching for info. Is anybody home? Is sector clear? Can I call the rotation in? Long also. The Fangs of Furia clear out the site. The bomb starts to rotate. Fallen has the rotation, and Woxic and Soulfly. It might just have to be the save. And that's if Yakinda will let you. Now planted, and the hunt is on. 1900 for Aurora going into the final round of this half. They need to hold on to these.
To keep these guns. Woxic does take a little heavy flag through the doors. Took down one. No secret as to where these guns are being saved. How much will Furia invest into finding the removal of them?
そんなにフュリアも金ねえけどな。
Would have to be one hell of a wide swing here from Yakinda, distracted by the utility and creeping and crawling forward. Soulfly's gone. Woxic just 10 HP, cowering in the corner. They're coming for him, and they take it all away.
すげえ、借りに行くんだ。東京あんな。
Diligent hunt, solid stuff. This is a stage game. This isn't a brawl like what yesterday offered. These some clean rounds. That one's on Fallen. The entry. And then the second onto Wakandia to really tip the scales heavily in their favor. Magic trying to make a play. Zentares the same, and bosh. Fallen's got your number. Final round, first half.
Hello. Zentares lucky to be alive. Attack through the doors, puts him on 8 HP. Will Util dump in mid?
Happy to get Woxic this AW. He's glass. Damage done. Spam through. Soulfly low. And they're going for this 3-man beat.
Going.
Flash at the ready.
Still wants to go. K Serato. Flash.
Oh.
Just hells. He got a second. Unreal. He could have found Zentares.
やば。
Okay, Maja and Fallen. Another little standoff on the long side. Bodies dropping on B. Maja wants to be involved somehow. He can't be so far away from that B bomb site. What a K Serato coded double.
And B bomb site to finish the half looks likely. 4 congregated in the upper tunnels. Smoke now faded. And still safety first. The mantra of Furia. Not going to force the finish. I'm going to find it. I'm going to turn the screws. And Zentares feels like he has to make a play. In the smoke, ready to react.
He's found his corner, his roost. Yakinda unprepared. Gets caught out throwing his nades. Takes the cue, takes the fight. Zentares delivers. Pulls us back into the 4-on-3. Magic position compromised. Another frag from K Serato. Getting his third. There's Woxic. Removes the threat on the long side, but an open red carpet run to plant on B.
It's a bad door smoke. Yuri will lob one out. And it's not going to matter. Just one man to find. K Serato with another 4K. An ace to finish the half.
The crowd wants it. Will K Serato go for it? Looks like he wants it. Not an easy shot. Now he knows. K Serato, 5 kills to wrap up the half. Furia start T-side with a bang.
T で7本か。ゲーム内で見れるんだ。
There's the flash, that's going to catch Crims out, they're going to push on through, MBK gets one, but Crims with a spray down, he gets himself the triple, and Fnatic are not done yet.
Can you believe it?
We swap sides, map 1, first semi-final of the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne Major. We've got Aurora taking on Furia, and it was a T-start deliberately from Furia, where they leave with the lead. We have swapped those sides, and the Fangs of Furia are fragging 19 between K Serato and Yuri. Fallen calling a good game, hitting some good shots, and on the other side, we've seen Zentaris and Wakadia up to their usual antics.
Let me tell you guys something. We are playing so fucking good and flowing so well. We just need to keep these vibes, this energy, and the confidence on each other. Everything you guys called was perfectly executed. Everything. Good job so far. But we still need to be going hard.
Calm's the key word. Slow and steady won the race. The game plan paying off, but now a touch of aggression. Julie's in lower tunnels for Xantares and Wakadi to break through.
This staggered setup, one high, one low. Xantares actually gets the information safely.
He's seen enough.
Understandably. On the back foot now.
Gotta get out of there, and Molly could be...
Fly, he's not got the weapon to punish their retreat.
Okay, well, if they overstayed their welcome, that bottle of flames, that would have been at their feet. They've rejigged the setup, now looking to take some short space. Yikinda with flash at the ready.
This could be huge for Molodoi. This could be a massacre. Soulfly denies! What a shot! Instantaneous on that Glock.
He's ahead of the smoke, they're gonna go.
Yuri flanking, they were aware. Pulls them, distracts them. Yikinda into the head of Xantares. Soulfly down, second victim. Yikinda once more, peeks on out, commits to the crouch. It's Wakardia to sit him down. Fallen on the long side. Gotta hit these headshots because they're hitting them at range. That was a nasty one.
Smoke's fading.
Big fight for Maja, overwhelmed by the dual Berettas.
No kid.
They have to be quick about this, and they are hitting the shots necessary. It's just Woxic to save Aurora, or this pistol is going Furia's way.
Tense rounds, big moves. Great opener from Soulfly. Bomb does go down. We'll see if the force follows. If that defuse will confirm the 8th. Yikinda, a necessary double. Under a lot of pressure there. And they are going to opt in with the force. Well, for Wakardia, scout in Woxic's hands. The rest yet to invest. Okay, now starting to juggle it. And actually, Furia off for the timeout. This is going to give 30 seconds for the Turks to be able to organize themselves. This is a good opportunity now for Aurora to converge with the coach, have a conversation, and settle in. Xantares has been given an AK. Thank you very much, Soulfly. There's a scout for Woxic. We know he can hit those tags. Wakardia, he's not the second string anymore. This boy's got the Galil. They've got enough util to make this interesting. The key piece on the other side, Molodoi's AWP. It's in the mix. It's been made possible, and it needs to find a dent. They've foregone util to make this a possibility. He's only got 4 kills to his name so far. Aurora do not have the best second round break in the tournament so far, 11%.
And Molodoi sits down Woxic with a quick one. K Serato playing with confidence. Intercepts the Xbox smoke.
This is going to make this second round now an awful lot harder. Soulfly gets himself an upgrade short. K Serato just wants to shut them down before they get a chance. Maja juggling util. Now keen to Fallen's ears. Either way, he will note this, and he will say sector clear. Kinder surges falls on mid. Pressure on Yuri on B.
Backup isn't far away. Molodoi will be able to scope up, gets the info. Yuri's in trouble. He gets an early warning, though. Good trade out of Soulfly. Molodoi down after 1. From the window side. It's Wakardia, we know. He's got impact in his veins. Has he got one here in this game? 6 HP on the 1v2. Removing Yikinda makes it look slightly more likely, but if they just double swing, he's a dead man. The calm before the storm. Smoke will fade. Fallen will peek on out. Wakardia finds another. K Serato to save them. Why was that nerve-wracking?
Nail biter right there. Yikinda ahead of the play. One of the knockout blows. Surging in tunnels on his own, making the move, setting the tempo, but the team was not ready. Will K Serato be able to get to the AWP? Yes. But do you force fire again? One man alive, you kept the pressure on, and this is where your map could slip away. If you shove right now, Aurora, and you can't stick to landing, that's 10 for Furia. This is a huge call to make. The buy's taking shape. It's not the shove. It's a partial. 2,900 into the next. Hedging their bets. They want to keep the pressure on. Back to B they go.
Hang on, timing could be everything here. The flash will fly through. Molodoi does turn it just in time, has some support. K Serato and Molodoi will combine. And now just the 2 prongs on B. Gonna get the transfer. Nobody's looking at Yuri. Keeps his sight safe. Fury are fine, double digits.
5 consecutive rounds now, 3 this half. 2 to close down the first. And that is the final tactical timeout called from Faber. They tried to keep the pressure on. They did not do enough damage. But they will buy now. Moxix all. 3 AKs and a Galil.
まあ、調整倍だからせだけど。
Some long spawns to work with. Still looking for your first round of this half on your map choice. They're going.
Straight out, Woxing to provide the overwatch. Will they go on the swing? The smoke does bloom. Off the flashes, they do connect. Zentaras are sitting ducks, so blind. So many fights. Fallen didn't have the weapon. An MP9 not cut for it. Then an easy pick for Madger. He's accelerating. He's going to go and call B clear. That pulls K Serato away. Scuttle's a well-placed smoke, actually. He's going to keep Madger uncertain as to the rotations, and he is calling it.
K Serato. If he's able to worm in towards lower tunnels, he can cut them off with the pass. This is a massive play. He's up mid. He's not going to spot anything. Will he be able to dart back in time? Doesn't look likely. Molodoi is going to trundle over through CT. Soulfly has a smoke for the doors. So in they run. And is this the round, or is there anything more? Now the penny drops. Molodoi meanders over, but they cannot give this a go. Job done. Long fights won. And Aurora find their first in their second half.
Credit to Soulfly for his contribution there on the long side. He let them win out with his frag onto Fallen. To be on a semi-final stage in the Lanxess Arena as your first major experience, I mean, this is just going to set the bar impossibly high. Because he gets to play his favorite video game in front of the Lanxess Arena. How you doing?
Full belts of util for Furious saved on K Serato and Molodoi. 3.1 on both. M4 drops available. Yekindika by himself.
Win the mental game against them, and then we're gonna close this. Round by round. Remember the protocols. We're doing just fine. Stay on it. Let's fucking go.
Back in with the buys. Woxic into suicide. Molodoi looking to take the fight.
The squad's 2 towards lower. They do want to be disruptive towards this tunnel's position. We saw it on the pistol. Same philosophy, bigger guns. The Centaur is as prepared. Woxic's locked in by Molodoi's scope. 2 fights simultaneously. There's the util, and there's the headshot. Molodoi wins out on Woxic, but the tunnels is clear. Or is it? Molodoi aggressive in response to the loss of his teammates. This is not a fight you expect from an... Oh! And there's the Molodoi special! Quick scope, neck broken! He feasts on a second, dips down! Molodoi down, it's into the 1v2!
They don't know your kid is here. The bomb's in T-spawn, they gotta go back and get it. The flash, the run, Yakinda! He's in a 1v1!
And it's up against that rookie! Imagine winning a clutch your team needs!
He knows where Yakinda was. He's looking to take that space, expecting the over-rotation. 45 seconds on the clock. Yakinda parks the bus.
He's been talking, his mental's been getting stronger. Can he stay calm under this immense pressure? Soulfly locked in, focused on himself. Yakinda on the other side of the stage. He's audible now. Yakinda tracking his prey and executes the rookie!
Chaos brought into the ranks. Molodoi, magnificent in the tunnels. The combat AWPing, the quickness of the kid. The Kazakh delivers. 11 on the board. And that one is gonna leave some echoes, put a dent in the mental. The frustration's starting to brew. As Aurora feel this one slipping away. Back to B. Bomb in tunnels. Quesarado brought down by heavy nade damage. Fallen with full long control. Kinder joins him. Yakinda's going to be given the good graces to rotate over to CT in time. It's the Fangs on B. Yakinda's across. 3 strong to defend this. Another smoke. A moment of pause. Rejigging the util. But still the same finish. Yakinda still here. It's so quiet on the rest of the map.
Big test for Yuri. There's Quesarato. He chips in. Yuri solid. Takes a bite out of Wicardia. Oh, through the doors. Yakinda gets aggressive. Denied by the Turks. There's Centaurus. Commits to the spray. And is Molodoi backing away from the B bomb site.
Playing the long game. I know they're just 2 rounds away. But that is going to fill Aurora with confidence. You had a brittle bye. And you broke into that site up against the stack.
やっぱ B 強いな。スゴでいくのも強いな、B は。
That's a team effort. Molodoi on the cams, taking a moment of pause. As that round feels like it slipped through the fingers. You had the right read, the right stack. You just couldn't connect the dots. Madja's leaving the site awfully late here. Bomb's going to go off. They'll make that safe haven. The AWP, the AK saved. They didn't want any of those Molodoi late round hijinks coming into play on the big stage. As the trade game looks good. And Madja takes down Yakinda, Woxic.
Nice shot.
The side player, and then Centaurus holds the rotation of Bay and makes sure that they can get in, get that bomb down, and secure the 7th. You win this one, Furia's money is busted. Xbox and mid-door smoke. You can't blow a hole in this one, Molodoi. Give it your best go. Silently creeping through middle. Assault flight on the weakest of the weapons, the MAC-10. Looks like they just want to take this short space and execute into A. There's options for the pivot, but Aurora, this is a pack roll team. Grouped up and ready to erupt.
Ready to launch on the flashbang. Now Yakinda's got so much work to do. Anticipates the flame on the ramp side. Progress from Soulfly. Look at how much space he's taken on that MAC-10. Has the cover. Nothing from Yakinda.
This is going to be a save. The AWP was out of position. Aurora found the perfect timing. They want to try and take this away. Will make their life an awful lot easier going into the next. As mentioned, Furia.
やはり脱出がウーパーは厄介やな。ハマったらマジで強いけど、ハマんなかったら
But a great call from Madja. They catch the timing. If Molodoi's playing car, if he's playing ramp, that's a different looking round altogether.
Calculated gamble. Rolls the dice and absolutely nails it.
It's their first consecutive rounds on the T side.
Fly takes Fallen with him, so chipping away at these investments, but the biggest of the lot has been kept, and Yuri has just found an AK. So another grunt brought into this. See if it can be the difference maker.
Last second scavenge from Yuri.
Molodoi spotted that with the AWP, relayed the information, and made that possible. This game has been about the details.
Molodoi, interception. Tries his hand at some aggression, will mantle up the Xbox and looking for his counterpart Woxic on the other side of things. This is high risk and high reward! Woxic's gone! Not a guarantee. Fallen is up close. You've got Centaurus trying to clear corners, spots the shoulder of Gabriel Toledo. He's got problems. Multiple targets, overwhelmed. You know your Kinder's on the corner, but are you ready for K Serato? No, you're not! Double on the FAMAS. Madger on the back foot, can't commit the bomb. His teammate Wakadia disconnected from the play, but he wants to bring the fight. He's testing K Serato, catches him as he jumps. Perfect timing, no help for the rest of this one, Madger. One man on a mission, or Furia C12 on your map pick in this semi-final. The bait play on long.
The kid has found himself a gun now as well. This doesn't get any easier for Madger. The long move around the world has been cut off. He hears it, he knows it. He knows exactly what's up.
He just runs straight back into the bomb site to fight on his terms with his AWP primed and ready to close. That's what you want to see from Molodoi on the major stage. Starts it, ends it, and puts 12 on the board for Furia.
They made the most out of all of those saves. The fact that Molodoi is playing like this is a fear factor going into the next map. He is playing some Liberator Counter-Strike, not shying away from the stage, stepping up and delivering openers, closers, and everything in between. The AK, the FAMAS, they make the most, and Aurora, they are rocked.
And they are going fast alongside Woxic ahead. Throws out the extinguish, but will reveal thanks to the flashbang.
Soulfly takes the space. They do have this control.
Head to head here. Yakinda not ready for Wakadia. And off angle on the Mag 10 upgraded. Big nade. Wakadia swallows 50 damage, a boost over. Molodoi may be unprepared for this. He's been caught by the spam of Centaurus. Still dangerous game being played. And he's managed to catch Centaurus on the edge of the smoke. A smoke break exposes another, and it results in the loss of Molodoi. Advantage, Aurora, extended by Woxic. He's not going down without a fight here. 4 rounds demanded in consecutive fashion. If Aurora want hopes of seeing Dust 2 converted in their favor.
Thanks to finishing this 2v4, pivoting back, Yuri tends to be. K Serrano slips through CT. In the meanwhile, the path of least resistance, it's been found. Does K Serrano try and make a play, or is this the long game again? Is this another CT side save? There's a bit of cash in the coffers. It'll go a long way. With the bomb going down, with Woxic posted up, we know what that means.
難しいな、これ。眠。
I don't think Molodoi asked for that, HE.
Yeah, well, in the pressure moments, mistakes will happen. Without risk, there's no reward. A couple of clean ones from Woxic, keen eyes. The Southpaw sniper. As a team, they are drawing this back into just a 3-round game. Bomb goes off, 12-9. Down the stretch, that light buy is putting Furia in a strong enough position to buy again. The saved guns, the pistols in play, that round win. But a risk taken from Fallen, running with no armor whatsoever. There's the orb. M4's in the hands of those who need it. And both teams expending all of their timeouts from this moment forward. Unless we find ourselves in OT, the coaches have to sit back and watch. They got the best seats in the house. This one here, new model, I think costing Yikindir. Yeah, there it is, highlighted.
And Woxic's contributions on the long side. Okay, your first of the 4 demanded.
Oh, they want to stall out the mid to B play here. Excuse me, the lower tunnels push with those mollies. So Yikindir cannot make that move. Magic takes the space swiftly.
Yeah, casually.
Up this B pump again with the mid to B element. Crisscross smokes thrown out. Matchup combines with one of those, but not pressuring the doors at all. This is going to be 5 men through tunnels. Once more, the wolf pack of Aurora.
Yeah, up against the Fangs. Serato, Yuri, side by side, up against the 5 of them committing into this side. The bait, the switch. Yuri controls the spray. He's got 2. Serato finds another. Just Madja and Woxic of what remains. Smoke to delay. Yikindir on the door side. Woxic spots his foot. Can't hit the shot. Madja can. Just Madja up against 3. And he goes down. Furia sees the lead. Taking Dust
1本取ったのはフリア。
いい試合だ。
Slow start from Furia, they turned this ship right on around, and it felt like everybody was popping off for the Brazilian squad. We're looking at a Serato who wants to win that major trophy, and Yanko, he is doing everything in his power to ensure they get that step closer.
Yes, it was a little bit of a rough start until he showed up to that T side for Furia, started it and ended it. But this was, I believe, the best Furia we've seen yet in Cologne.
Absolutely, by far. And I think the other big thing, too, is it goes back to what Yikindir told us after the quarterfinal. CT sides are rock solid. Look at the way this half began for them when they switch over to the defensive side of things. There's absolutely nothing that it felt like Aurora could actually do to penetrate that defense and start putting significant numbers of rounds on the board. I thought it was a really solid CT side.
A super brawly match throughout the game. I think both teams were very proactive once they turned to the CT side. They didn't want to keep up the space, and every single time they lost territory, they were trying to find it back somewhere else, whether that being on the extremities or the fighting it out like the space they're already keeping up. But both teams fighting with tooth and nail for every single one.
Yeah, let's dive right into it. Let's go back to the beginning, because when you give Serato a Hero AK, he has the opportunity to turn the momentum in his favor straight away, right?
He does. And you turn our attention to round number 4, where we can see a Hero AK in the hands of Serato. The man we just highlighted having a phenomenal game, and he really wants to go into that grand final. And it's these rounds where you really want to be handing out the AK to the guy that you think can do the most, with also the spawn that he has. I think Aurora gets a little bit too eager to fight him when she actually gets to pit, but he actually finds a 4K of this one. And then this is where I get a little bit worried, Furia, because this is the early signs of a bit of lack of discipline, where I feel like Molotov doesn't have to go for this one, and it actually almost slips out of their hands. Fallen was caught on catwalk and couldn't really do anything else, and had to find like this perfect timing to find that flank. But it's these small details of disciplines that I've been lacking a little bit for Fury, but they turned it around and did so much better throughout the energy of the game. But sure, they wanted to pick up that guns, but at least the first thing you want to make sure once you play these games is that you secure them out.
I thought it was really cool from Serato too, because when we saw in the 9Z series, that game was a little bit more grindy, a little bit more back and forth. It felt like Serato really needed the success out of Yikindir, out of Molotov to create his openings. And this one coming in with the AK, he's just like, oh, immediately I'll have impact. Immediately I'm going to be the guy for us to get us started. And it's a lovely luxury that Furia has, where it can go that deep to find that impact.
Also great when Serato gets an ace later on in the game as well, Yanko. That's things you like to see up on the beach.
It's also so many times. I mean, first we saw this yesterday or 2 days ago on overpass, right, getting kills through the smoke. Now on B tunnels, he does it again. Perhaps just if you know Serato is on the other side, don't go for it, right? just stay away from it. And yeah, I mean, from B going back towards that A fake, and usually players are very good at denying this final kill, but he was just too good. Nothing Woxic can do in that scenario, and that's what you love to see if you're a Furia fan, right? I mean, just 9 out of the 17 kills coming from those 2 rounds, putting in huge work.
Yeah, and I mean, just the impact. I mean, it's the critical ones as well where they come in, and then obviously it buys time, and Molodoi kind of starts stepping up with the AWP later on. That little, I mean, I'm not even gonna call it last gasp from Aurora, but at that point it felt like Fury was all switched on, and I just echo what Yanko said. This is the best Fury we've seen all event. All those questions you might have had of them going up against some of the softer opponents, and that their stage 3 run wasn't the most impressive. This is a team in Aurora that's been playing super well. So for you to come in and handle business today after such a shaky look against 9Z, very impressive.
Let's swing back to the T-side conversation you were bringing up earlier, because of course Rock Solid on the CT side are Furia. T-side is where we had questions though. What did you learn?
Yeah, I said this is the most important half of the series for Furia, and they were cooking. They were cooking. Fallen and Sid, you're gonna see here, right, the B split. This smoke is missed intentionally for doors so that the players coming in from mid have an angle on guys here towards the left or even on the box outside of tunnels. Molodoi adds a smoke for CT spawn so they can't get shot from ramp, and this is all working out great. They're going to find an entry, but then lack of discipline for Molodoi is gonna cost them. After that kill, you can see him turning. His assignment is CT spawn. Just hold that, right? K-Serato is supposed to trade Fallen. Instead, Molodoi turns, dies to Major. Major then kills K-Serato, and Yuri can't do anything. So even though they lost the round, I think this was a really cool concept, a really cool idea for Furia, and we saw them have a lot of good plans on their T side that, as we heard from Sid, were executed perfectly.
I agree with you on this one, that he obviously has to be covering CT, but I guess this is just a showcase of stress happening on stage, right? Because the guy, I think it's Soulfly, he runs right through the smoke that happens in winter, right? And I think they just get surprised by it, so it's probably very chaotic in TeamSpeak. And Molodoi, since he doesn't catch anyone in CT rotating, he turns around at the most unfortunate moment, right? And that's just part of stage countering. But if you want to play like the perfect counter, I guess he should have just kept his attention on CT.
Fallen will have something to say about this. Because his game is about this. You have to be more patient than your opponent, right? Like, you have your thing. If those guys die there, that's not your responsibility, right? Like, that's on them. Like, but you cannot die like this in this execute.
Also, you'd like in that kind of a situation Molodoi to have the confidence of, even if his teammates go down in mid, as long as he gets this play in CT spawn, he's got plenty of time to help recover the situation and whatever it is, the 2vx scenario from there, where you have intel of what the B defenders are positioned in. So yeah, a slight mistake doesn't really punish them this time. In a well played that they never let Aurora get into this game in a significant way.
Some of the patience that we talk about, they did show it in the second half. I mean, when they did lose rounds, they didn't throw away guns, they just conceded, the round and kept their head in it, and it ultimately allowed Molodoi to find some of those openings with the AWP and win them a couple of rounds, and that's what makes it difficult to play the second half on the T side, or rather easier for the CTs. You know exactly how many rounds you need, so when you're playing with a big lead, you don't need to go for every single round, and I don't think Aurora played a bad game, really. No. I think they just got outplayed.
I think that K-Serato round was really deflating. I mean, a little bit reductive, but I think like that whole thing of like the hot start that I wanted to see Aurora get out to. You win the pistol, you convert, and then you go into there, and K-Serato kind of rips that away from you. I think that would be their biggest strength in this matchup, is them being able to kind of take that advantage and run with it. They're coming into this one on like a 6-map win streak before losing this one as well. Their series up to this point had gone 2-0 all the way through, and now they're going to get tested. Now they have to bounce back in a series.
Just to return to your point about the T side maybe being a bit lackluster from Aurora, I was just looking at the round distribution there, and it was, very hit or miss, and it's totally right. The patience coming up trumps for Furia, because then you get to save those weapons, and then you have more of an opportunity to kind of hold any momentum from Aurora.
Aurora didn't do bad. Furia did better in key rounds. That's why you see, all these resets, is because whenever Aurora really needed the round to break the economy for Furia, get some breathing room, like, they couldn't make it happen. And that in the first half, obviously, they won the pistol and the first gun round. Like, that was just hero AK from K-Serato, so that really hurts your chances. I'm happy with what they've shown. Yes, they end up losing, but I wouldn't count them out just yet.
I think Aurora actually played a decent game as well. I gotta agree to that one. I think the most important thing to me is that they dared to play not to lose. I think that's what stands out to me. Like, when they lost territory, like, they would be pushing into middle, try and find openings. They were trying to push into tunnel to try and limit the space that they would give up to Furia. Because and then you did turn your attention to Furia. They had some really great calls as well. I saw a lot of the things that I've been looking out for Furia, is that they take this space and then do this cross rotation throughout the map and go into B. They did this multiple times this game around, and I think it's hard to do, and it requires you to have more patience that you've already shown.
Yeah, I think it's totally fair to frame it as it's not a bad game necessarily for Aurora, but I think this goes to say what we were talking about in the pre-match segment, right? The fact that they haven't gone up against an opposition of this caliber, Jason, and that's exactly the way you're going to get punished when you go up against a top-tier team.
Yeah, and I mean, they're throwing a bunch of different looks at you as well, and Major never got to get in any kind of a rhythm. When your T-side is that kind of stop and go, and Fury is winning the important rounds as an IGL, you don't get that same kind of feel for how exactly you want to work him around the map, and I think for that, the Major, his playbook surely just collapsed around him. You also didn't have the performance of Zontaras that you're used to getting, not as strong on the entries, but still decent enough, but I just think there wasn't enough tank in the tank for Aurora to come back on that second half.
For Furia, their map pick does lay in wait. That's going to be a little bit of nuke. What are you thinking for this one, Yanko? Why have they gone with this?
Well, more of a punish pick for Aurora than anything else. Furia is saying that they're comfortable on all 6 maps that they play, and anything is really an option for them. And I think maybe they looked at the Bad Boon game too, that Aurora did end up winning, but there were a lot of situations there, even on Aurora City side, where it looked a little bit lost, you know, maybe communication wasn't exactly on point. So I think Furia just, while they were doing their preparation, saw that they could exploit some of those things on you.
I remember talking to Jigen a couple of events back when he said that when this identity crisis kind of hit Furia, Nuke was the one they would, you know, turn their attention to where things seemed normal. And that's why I think it's also one of the one is the pick that they can punish their opponent, but at the same time that's why they feel like they can still play their own identity and the same identity that they've been known for and what they've been good at. So it just makes perfect sense for both your opponent but also for themselves.
And I think, you know, for Furia coming into this map too, starting, I mean, this is that point too that we brought up in the pre-match, which matters less now that they've taken Dust 2, but now starting on that T side, there is a window of opportunity for Aurora to get back into, but I'm more concerned when you switch sides. The upper bus out of Aurora, what scared me the most, when you have someone like a Wakati, when you have someone like a Zontaras with the way they've been playing, opening up some room for Woxic to get in. Whenever Major wants to mix those in, those can be very, very deadly.
Well, you even said about the CT side versus Betboom wasn't watertight by any stretch of the imagination for Aurora, and that's a completely different caliber of opponent.
Oh, yeah, there was the Vicadia eco round, some more kills, and sure, they also lost some clutches to Boomage on the other side of that, but just when you're looking at it from a macro perspective, it wasn't the best. But as we said, Aurora is still playing well. I think that is the danger here for Furia, is to get a bit complacent just because scoreline wise it wasn't mega close. But I think if they drop off a level, then Aurora, even on Nuke, can make this game super competitive.
Got about 1 minute before we get back into the action. So Jason, is this the last time we see Aurora up on the stage?
I'm just going to say no. I actually came into the series thinking Aurora was actually going to win this series. I thought they were going to cause the upset today. So I'm just going to stick with that out of just faith of the way Aurora has been playing and say they're going to fight back here on Nuke. I know maybe it's a comfort zone that Furia can go back to, but you know, you're in this kind of a scenario, and it's not always been a comfort pick for them. They have had their own struggles on Nuke at various points. So I'm just going to put some faith in Aurora to bounce back here.
You buying this, Peter? You buying the snake roll?
Buying a little bit. Just a little bit. Come on.
He's a smart guy, right? Okay. I don't want to rule anyone playing in the semifinals. So I think there's a case that they can bounce back.
I want to see Fallen in the final, baby. You know, and Furia is playing their best Counter-Strike at the moment. I feel they can close it out on their own map.
Well, let's see if they can indeed continue that momentum. And things are looking likely as we turn to the ground of Nuke. The map pick of Furia coming into this semi-final. It's going down in just a few moments.
確かに強い。明日、続き見よう。明日、まあ、そうだ。で、決勝見よう。明日。それでいこう。では、お疲れ様です。またやります。